straightaway and looks for the checkered flag this time, and he sees it. Dale Earnhardt has won the second Brickyard 400. The seven-time NASCAR Winston Cup champion put another big victory in his resume, capturing the richest and largest attended race at the famed Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Thank you, Tony. Y'all got a great family and a great racetrack tradition up here. I'm glad I'm the second man that won it, if not the first. We really appreciate it. And NASCAR, I guarantee you NASCAR is happy to be here.
Now, what about the Daytona 500? You haven't won that one.
It's the Daytona 500. I ain't supposed to win the damn thing, right?
But he did end his road course chase earlier this year with a victory at Sears Point.
Here we go. He's got him on the inside of turn 6. Never could have thought it would make this half there, but he did.
Despite leading all drivers with the best average finish on a road course, it took Dale 36 starts to find his first road course victory lane.
I tell you, Richard said he's going to Africa on a little excursion. He did. He said, y'all probably win the race while I'm gone. If that takes it, I'll go to Africa every year. So he's going to Africa next year, whether he knows it or not, for the Daytona 500.
Well, the boat is back from Africa, and it landed at beautiful Lake Seneca in New York. The Finger Lake region offers some breathtaking scenery. Glen Gorge has 19 waterfalls with charming grottos and mysterious caverns. Tacanic Falls plunges 215 feet. The Watkins Glen Road Course is also here, and drivers like Terry Labonte look forward to coming here. For Ricky Rudd, it's more fun than work.
Road course racing is like a day off. It's like being 16 years old, parents hand you the keys to a Ferrari Testarossa and say, have at it.
Rusty Wallace has fallen from his throne and lost his title as king of the road courses. He has 5 wins, but none since 1990 at Sears Point. Watkins Glen brings a beauty, a peace, and a serenity to the area. But the racetrack can be a battleground with unanticipated wrecks, unexpected crashes, and unbelievable drama. But the man who has solved his challenge is Mark Martin. He's won the last 2 races here and will start from the pole again today in the 10th annual Bud at the Glen. What a beautiful day it is in Watkins Glen. We've had weather problems here in the past, but not today. It is a beautiful, nice, sunshiny day. It's race number 20, the Bud at the Glen in the 31 Winston Cup Race Series. And as we take a look at the quest for the Cup standings, you can see that Jeff Gordon is on top. Sterling Marlin only 82 behind, and even Ted Musgrave, who is in 5th position in the point standings, is not out of the championship by any means. He's only 218 behind. Hi, everyone. I'm Bob Jenkins. Welcome to this historic racing facility. The track first built in 1956. Its current configuration in 1971. It's hosted just about every kind of motorsport event that you can imagine. It's a sprawling 2.5-mile road course with 11 turns. The stock cars actually use only 7 of those, and you would think that passing would not be a problem, but it is. And Dr. Jerry Punt's track position is going to be very important this afternoon.
Indeed it is, Bob. You know, with just 218 points separating the top 5 in Winston Cup points and only 11 events remaining after the day, you got to imagine our 95 champion is going to come from within that group. And every race is going to be critical there. You know, every race among the top 5. That means that starting position and track position, very important here on the road course. Take a look. 2 of our top 5 points standings drivers are starting outside the top 20. Sterling Marlin and Ted Musgrave will have to be very, very careful and rely on patience today. Now, how about Dale Earnhardt? Last week's winner, he starts in 15th spot, mate. Don't worry. Remember, a week ago, he started 13th and came on to win the Brickyard 400. Now, how about the young, phenomenal driver, Jeff Gordon? He has run 5 road course events, has never led a lap, but he is back in the same car that he finished 3rd in at Sonoma. He will start in 5th spot today. Watch for him to be a factor. But the undisputed king of the road here at Watkins currently sits in 4th place in the point standings That is Mark Martin's Valvoline Ford, and he certainly will be a factor. Guys, if anyone's going to make a move in the points today, watch for Martin to be the man. Bob?
All right, Jerry, the engines have fired, and Benny Parsons is not with us today. A little bit under the weather back in North Carolina. We wish him the best and are pretty sure he'll be back with us next week at Michigan. Well, Ned is with me, and Ned, what is the key to passing here at Watkins Glen?
It's very difficult, Bob. There's no question about it, even though there are a lot of turns here. But for a guy like Dale Earnhardt, he finds a way, or either sometimes they'll just let him pass, knowing he's going to do it one way or the other. But I tell you, this is a different kind of racing. On the oval tracks, you wish for a caution about when it's time for a pit stop. Well, here, that's not the case. You would like to make your pit stop and then hope the caution comes out immediately thereafter. Everybody else would have to come in under caution. You'd be in front of them on the restart. So pit stops timing is very, very important.
Well, one of the nice passing areas here at Watkins Glen is in turn number 1, and with us to call the action down there is Bill Weber.
Thanks, Bob. I have the best seat in the house, and I have it all to myself. Me and about 1,000 or so of my close friends and family. 150 miles an hour in the draft, down the front stretch into a tight right-hand turn. The key to braking in turn 1, the key to passing, rather, is braking. Now, if you catch up but can't get by here, you'll want to pass in the short chute because the race really begins in turn 2. It must be a single-file chase up through the S's, then the charge is on to the inner loop. Waiting there, a man who's logged many laps around this course, some of them even on the track. Veteran road racing champion, Dorsey Schrader.
Thank you, Bill. As the cars approach the inner loop, they reach a top speed here at Watkins Glen of about 168 miles per hour. Now, they have to slow those cars down to, say, 55 miles an hour in second gear to get through the inner loop. This is a good passing zone. 2, maybe 3 guys can get side by side on the entry here. But once turned into the corner, it's single file time. Exiting the inner loop, the outer loop, or the old downhill turn 5, but with some new asphalt. And with a report on that is our own John Kernan.
Thank you, Dorsey. You know, the folks here at Watkins Glen have done an excellent job in repaving some portions of this racetrack, up to where Dorsey is, down through 10 and 11, and all the way down into turn 1, some new pavement. And the drivers absolutely love it. And right here where I'm standing in turn number 10, they've even got a little banking that they've added here, a little bit of curbing, if you will, and that has changed the line for the drivers. That means they can turn in a little bit earlier coming in to turn 10. They can come through and use this curbing, get the tires up on it to break their slide. That sets them up for a straight shot down to turn 11, around and on to the start-finish line. What does this result in? Well, faster qualifying speeds for one thing, Bob. 13 of the drivers on Friday broke the old track record.
Indeed, it was a fast field on Friday, and now the 40 cars that make up today's lineup begin to roll away for a couple of warm-up laps. And look at this, even the wildlife and the area is running toward the fences so they can see the start of the Bud at the Glen.
Now, there's a brand...
ESPN Speed World coverage of the Bud at the Glen is being brought to you by Quaker State, the intelligent oil for longer engine life. By Chevrolet, one car company has won more races in the history of NASCAR, genuine Chevrolet. By Beechwood Aged Budweiser, the king of beers, this Bud's for you. And by the NASCAR Story, to order call 871 NASCAR. Well, a great crowd on hand here. A little bit earlier, we had a flyover. The planes are still up in the air, circling over this beautiful road course here in the Finger Lakes region of New York State. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for today's event. Mark Martin will be on the pole. He broke his own track record in qualifying and goes for his 3rd straight victory here at the Glen. He has won his 3rd straight pole. Bill Elliott, who finished 4th last week at Indianapolis, starts alongside. Terry Labonte is inside of row number 2. He has 2 wins so far in 1995, and Rusty Wallace 2nd last week at Indianapolis. In row number 3, it's Jeff Gordon, the current points leader, and Michael Waltrip, who is 8th in points. Starting 7th is Ricky Rudd, the 88 and 90 winner here at the Glen, and Kyle Petty, who won at Dover earlier this year. Jeremy Mayfield starts in the 9th position, his 2nd straight top 10 start, alongside will be Morgan Shepherd. In the 11th starting position, Bobby Labonte, 2 wins so far in 95, and Wally Dallenbach driving the 22 car. Starting 13th will be Dale Jarrett on a roll, and Ricky Craven, who's the top rookie in the series. Dale Earnhardt, the 7-time champion, starts in 15th position, making his 500th NASCAR Winston Cup start. And Ken Schrader, although we anticipate Schrader going to the back because he crashed in the final practice session yesterday. John Andretti will be inside of row number 9. Alongside will be Jimmy Spencer. In the 10th row, Joe Nemechek and Hut Strickland. Starting in row number 11, Butch Leitzinger, the road racing veteran, along with Robert Presley. Lake Speed will go in 23rd position, lined up beside Bobby Hillen. In 25th starting position is Jeff Burton. Alongside will be Ted Musgrave, 5th in the points. Darrell Waltrip has the 27th starting position, and Brett Bodine, the local favorite. Dave Marcus starts on the inside of row number 15, and then Jeff Bodine. Sterling Marlin has the outside of row number 16. To the inside will be Derek Cope. Rick Mass starts 33rd, and Elton Sawyer has the 34th starting position. In the 35th starting grid will be Todd Bodine, along with Ron Fellows, the Trans Am champion. Bobby Hamilton starts in 37th position. He had to take a provisional, as did Steve Grissom. And the final row also took provisional starts. Dick Trickle on the inside, and Ward Burton starts in 40th position. The 26 car of Hut Strickland is just now leaving the pit area, Ned.
Yeah, they had the hood up, Bob, doing something under there, so we don't know what the problem might be, but it looks like the car is running okay now, so he'll try to catch up to the field.
Well, let's take a look at the road course that they will be competing on here today. It's 2.45 miles in length. The front stretch is 2,150 feet, and the back stretch 2,600. The corners are banked anywhere from 6 to 10 degrees, and as we said, there are 11 corners on the race course, but actually they only use 7 of them. Now they're going through what's called the inner loop there on the back stretch. Now, that's the top right of your screen.
And that really could make up 4 of the turns, because you make a sharp right hand, then a left, and then back to the left again, and then back to the right to get back on the regular course. There it is. You see the cars coming through now as they get set for the green flag.
That's the big sweeping corner where Dorsey Schrader is stationed. Today's field, 21 Fords, 5 Pontiacs, and 14 Chevrolets. There were 4 provisional starters. Benny Parsons, are you on the phone with us?
Sure am, Bob.
Hey, it's good to hear from you. How you feeling?
Well, I feel pretty doggone good. I wish I could be there beside. I'd be keeping you straight today.
Well, we've given that job to Ned, so he has the difficult job today. What do you think of this grid that's lined up here?
I tell you what, do they look beautiful or what? What a gorgeous day you have there.
It is one of the rare days that you will have in this area of the country. We, of course, have been plagued by rain for the last couple of days, but today would not be better in terms of the weather. Let's hope it's a nice, safe race.